commentating. So obviously McAfee's out for a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, I feel like WWE needs more. It's like I like Michael Cole, and I've never had a problem with the way he calls things. But I feel like we need more like play-by-play. Like if you go back and listen to like Jim Ross,
I was just about to say
the way
where they actually
calls,
call the action taking place in the match,
right? And
yeah,
side headlock takeover, you know what I mean? And he's calling things like as the match progresses.
Yeah, actual play-by-play.
Yes, actual play-by. Not like it feels like they're not presenting it as a wrestling match. They're presenting it as a show.
Yes,
which is fine. Because that's what it is. But like I like
I get what you're saying.
In depth.
I totally agree. I love Michael Cole, right?
It's almost analyst.
There's no commentators really that are working for WWE right now that I don't think are good. It's the intended presentation style is far removed from having a traditional play-by-play guy calling it like it's a sport.
Correct. One thing I did notice is like when you listen to Taz, he does that really well.
Yeah.
Taz is pretty good about calling.
He's a good commentator.
What is happening in the ring.
Taz has been a good commentator for a long time. He was good when he commentated in WWE as well. On wasn't he a SmackDown commentator for a long time?
Yep. That was during the brand split.
Yeah. He's very, very good actually as a commentator. I really like Taz. Just saying, I really like Taz a lot in general. I've always liked Taz. I thought he's a part of one of the most important storylines of all of ECW when it was him versus Sabu.
Yeah.
And he's just been a really good commentator.
I was watching Dynamite and I noticed it and I was like, oh, I don't know. I feel like there's something that it's something that's missing in WWE. Like
I get that.
I get
that. Something that they're not hitting it right with their commentary.
It feels like they're too far removed from the match in a weird way. They're trying to build the characters
and tell stories without actually just calling the match.
Yeah, call the match.
Yeah. They're so focused on everything else. Until finishers and signatures happen.
Yeah.
Then they'll be like, oh, we got him with the Cody cutter or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, or and looking for that reversed or whatever.
Actually calling the whole match,
Right.
Yeah. I wonder why.
No, JR was just so good at that.
Oh, he's the greatest of all time. He was the best I've ever seen at actually calling the match while doing the job of dictating the pace of the commentary and the broadcast.
Sure, yeah.
And then having color guys. He worked well with literally every color guy I've ever seen him with.
Yeah, it's one of the things like I wish I didn't notice.
Yeah. I get it. I get that.
Because now I'm going to not be able to.
Every time you're watching, you're going to be thinking about it. That'll fade with time, though.
I'm sure.
Yeah, that'll fade with time.
The problem is you go over and listen to Taz, and then you're like, oh, shit. He's doing pretty fucking well here. But
if anything, bonus points for AEW, They've got Taz, and he's a great commentator, and he fills that void that's not being filled elsewhere.
No, they have good commentary over there. I don't mind.
AEW? Yeah, I agree. I think their commentary is I don't have an issue with their commentary. People will shit on like Jim Ross and shit for getting a name, and it's like, brother, he's been commentating for legit 50 years.
Yeah, how old is he?
Probably
he's got to be 60
give it
something
slack.
Now, 70 something, right?
Yeah,
what is he,
I'm
70?
pretty sure he started commentating in the late 70s, maybe early 80s.
Jim Ross.
Yeah, when did he start?
73 years old.
Yep. Yeah, and he started in his 20s, I'm pretty sure. Like, when did it... Here we go. NWA Tri-State. 74, dude.
Oh, my God.
When he was offered a position with NWA Tri-State, he began his career with the promotion in 74 as a referee. He joined the broadcast team in 77. So he's 2 years out from 50 years of commentary work.
Yeah,
that is wicked
he
crazy.
Doesn't really. you know, he's very selective about what he does now. But
yeah, well, of course, yeah,
you kind of have to be. But oh shit,
very happy to hear he beat his cancer. Big fan, or at least the treatments were successful. There's no more cancer right now, and he's in recovery phase, from what I understand. But
Wikipedia's got a dark mode now.
Good.
It's finally 2025.
I can actually read it now. That's nice.
Yeah. Wow.
It's cool. Yeah, dude, Jim Ross. I mean, who's better? Who's ever been better? In any sport ever. He might be my favorite broadcaster ever in anything that's had broadcasting. Even just random TV shows and shit. Not even sports. Just anybody who's ever had to call and pace out a show via being the lead broadcaster on an event. He's the best I've ever heard anywhere.
Yeah.
Maybe not right this second today at 70-something years old, but he had like a 30-year prime where he was the best ever for 30 years straight. You know what I mean? It doesn't even seem possible.
No, I can agree with that. There's a lot of
because by the time it's the 80s, he's already the best broadcaster.
Yeah.
Like his work with Shivani and stuff in the NWA is so good.
Well, he has a unique voice and a unique accent, and just the way it's just I don't know. It just the guy also he just gets wrestling.
Yeah, he's done it. He's been around it forever.
It's weird because there's a lot of commentators I could think of, even football commentator or baseball commentator that I can think of that are great, but I think a lot of it comes from nostalgia and things like that. And JR, obviously you get a lot of nostalgia from him, but you do. He's objectively he was objectively
his skill level, the amount of memorable calls.
Oh my god!
And then just how good he was at actually calling matches and controlling
That's what I mean.
The broadcast,
the breakdown,
actual skill set. Yeah. He's the best I've ever heard, and then he has 50 million of the most memorable.
I think it's the idea of calling it between the ropes.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
I think it's just not. It's not as common these days. I don't know if that's intentional or if...
To me, he has the single, what I consider to be possibly the best call ever for summing up what wrestling is about. And what it's about is implied lore recognition. So it's the most magical, most powerful moments in wrestling are when there's tons of lore leading up to it, in and out of the ring.
Yeah.
And they're able to pull from that decades later to create a moment with an audio clip of commentary next to it that tells so much of the story in so little.
Right.
And to me, the best I've ever heard of that was Rock versus Hogan at WrestleMania 18.
Yeah.
When Hogan hits the leg drop and goes to pin him, and JR just screams, he beat Andre the Giant with that move.
Mm-hmm.
That is the perfect wrestling call ever. It's one sentence, but the amount of lore and importance and impact of what you're seeing is elevated the highest I've ever heard anything get elevated in wrestling because of just what that means.
And it's sort of the Avengers Endgame effect where you want this larger picture to come into play.
Yep, it's Captain America at the end of Endgame catching Thor's hammer, and the crowd's we've been waiting for this for 20 movies or whatever.
Yeah. Or if you're like me and you don't watch all 20 movies.
You just watch Endgame and see that and go, that's cool, I guess.
That was all right.
Yeah. And the people that have been watching since Iron Man 1 are just in tears, flipping out and shit.
I haven't watched a lot of those.
Yeah, really, dude, whatever. It don't matter.
I've heard good things about them.
Regardless of what you like or don't like about Marvel movies, tons of people hate on them. That's fine.
But there's a lot of world building as well. But
the reality is that every single one of these movies, there's 20 movies or something like that. They're all tied together building lore.
Yeah.
Good or bad, it's still lore that they pull from 20 movies later.
Right.
Yeah. Long form storytelling over a decade of movie releases is powerful, whether anybody thinks it is or not. It just is. It's like great bands that use reoccurring memorable moments across their catalog, you know?
Yes.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Film score. You know, it's Star Wars. It's the second you hear any of the music from that,
there's a motif.
It hits
recurring
because
themes.
the music is implying and making the listener attach the melody to all their memories of the moments that happened in that universe, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what makes it powerful. And that's what the greatest broadcasting does when combined with guys that have the amount of lore to do it.
Yeah.
It's why it's like when Cody won the belt at WrestleMania 40, Michael Cole just says, finish your story or whatever, finish the story. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's such a powerful moment because of just how much lore there is to it. You know?
Yes, it makes
He's the first guy in his family in real life to
Right.
actually officially be WWE World Heavyweight Champion, like the WWE Champion. You know what I
like
mean?
forms of audio carry that very well.
They do.
Like nostalgic.
Yes.
Or, you know.
Yes.
So, you know, when you have, and that's the thing, when you hear Jim Ross, you think it all rushes back. You know what I mean? Just the Attitude Era in general comes back for me.
Yep. My actual favorite broadcast call ever isn't even the Hogan one. Like that example I just give as like, I think that is a really strong example of like what really great commentary can be with how simple it is, but how much weight and meaning and lore is behind what's being said. If you know, if you don't, you just go, oh, that's cool. But for the people watching at that time that are like our age that we are now, but they were our age at WrestleMania 18, and when they were kids, they were watching Hogan beat Andre with it and fucking crying and shit. You know what I mean? That gets brought back up 20 years later in a story that involves Hogan. It's like, oh my, like it's just insane,
but,
bro.
But Jim Ross was so good at it. Like even if it's
or
not
10 years
that,
later, or
right?
whatever, you know,
so
15,
like there was the match
whatever
between this was on my matches for us to watch, our showdown swap matches. It's on my list somewhere.
Okay.
It's a Raw match, and it's between Jeff Hardy and The Undertaker.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a moment where he goes, climb the ladder, kid. He goes, make yourself famous.
Make yourself famous.
Oh, my God. It's just
dude.
like, and it's not, you know, it's just
and the crowd's going insane.
Yeah.
And they can't even hear Jim.
No. I mean, it doesn't matter.
It don't matter.
It made it so.
That's one of my favorite moments in Raw history.
Yeah, and that was a Raw. That was a Raw. A weekly show. Just a Raw. Ladder match between The Undertaker and Jeff Hardy.
That match is so good, too.
That's not a pay-per-view match. That's just they're just doing it on a weekly show.
My favorite JR promo or microphone moment of all time, my favorite quote is actually when is it Rikishi that attacks Austin and Triple H comes out and is attacking Austin, and then he's just like he like gets down in Austin's face. He's like, it was me, you stupid son of a bitch, or whatever. And then JR is screaming, going, he's like, damn you, Triple H, you son of a bitch. Why? Tell me why. Like that.
And it fucking goes to, that's the end of the show.
The end of the show is him going, why, you son of a bitch? Tell me why. Like, it's so intense. But then when you actually break down, like, why the fuck would he tell you? Why would he tell you? And why do you even like? Why is he would even think that? Like it's so it's so funny. But his crash out moments on broadcast, specifically against Triple H,
so good. Yes,
he was so important to Triple H's career as a bad guy because he just was like constantly saying this guy's the devil. And telling them, damn you, Triple H.
He was great with that, throughout his whole career. Austin just shook hands with the devil, like all that. He just was.
His lines are so iconic.
Yeah, and it's like I don't
irreplaceable.
I don't know.
They're
how
just so uniquely him
or thought of it. It was maybe it was off the top of his head, and I don't know.
He probably just had a vocabulary of all these quips and stuff that he just had that he'd been sitting on that he would pull from once in a while, He was too good.
They killed him.
Yep. With God as my witness, he's broken in half.
Dude, I don't know. Man. It's just, it's one of those things I noticed that I was like, I just feel like they need somebody that can, even if Michael Cole wants to start calling things a little bit more like,
I don't know if it's his style.
It's not. That's the thing.
I don't think it makes him bad. It's just a different style.
Right, and I just miss that style.
I miss JR's style, but we don't have another guy that does what he does. And I feel like WWE right now, both guys do what Cole does. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Cole and Tessitore, and Tessitore's great. He came in and really got good fast.
Tessitore's been good. Okay.
But he's trying to do what Cole does.
Yes, yeah. Tessitore wants to. Style. He wants to commentate it like it's a college football game.
Yeah,
and I don't know if that's right for it.
I don't know if it is either.
He's got a great voice.
He has that. I think that's probably why I like him so much, because I haven't heard him say anything wicked stupid that makes me like, okay. And his voice is good, and he seems like he's composed,
and he's always on. Yeah,
and he's on. You know what I mean? He's a weathered pro of broadcasting.
He's a professional commentator.
So he's just like, I could sit on whatever bench and I'll be okay.
Yeah,
it's just getting extraordinary at it when it comes to specifically WWE's product. Yes. Is a lot trickier than
it's tougher when you're a guy who's come into WWE. Like, you want to be a guy who's a wrestling commentator.
That's right. Yeah. I think Corey Graves is one of the best commentators in the industry right now.
Graves is really good.
He is incredible. Yeah. He's not like, I think he could do a broadcast lead if they asked him to. Like to go, hey, Cole's sick. We need you to sit in with Pat.
I think he could.
I could do it. No question. I could do whatever you need at the highest level.
I think he could too. Yeah,
me too.
You watch in the 2K games. I'll have him doing showcase modes and stuff like that.
He's too good, man.
He's really good at that.
Incredible. And I love him as a color guy. He's probably my favorite color guy in all of wrestling right now, as far as commentary. Yeah. I like Pat when he's specifically with Cole and their dynamic. They have such great chemistry.
Yes, but it's a different thing.
It's different.
They're totally different vibes. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind Pat for like big.
I wish Pat would come in and do pay-per-views and stuff and be a third man.
Right.
Be a third man and go back to having some shows be three, where you have a lead broadcaster and two color guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they did.
I just think Graves is good enough and has paid his dues and deserves to be a highest profile broadcaster in the industry. Like, he should be doing Raw or SmackDown every week and doing every fucking pay-per-view, every SummerSlam, Mania,
I think a lot of people agree with that. I mean, when you look at socials, too good. It's like people are like wicked polarized on McAfee.
Yeah, they are. But you never hear shit about Graves except for this dude's incredible, or at least I don't.
Most of the time, people like Corey. Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at that.
No, it doesn't mean I don't like Pat. No, I actually really like. I like Pat.
The energy he brings. And
Me
all
too.
That too.
And he so clearly loves it and is all in on it. He just has another world that he
does
loves
that
shit. Much.
And that's what I'm saying about Tessitore. It's like he also has other shit he does, and it's like I don't know, but Pat does a lot.
He doesn't just have
got his own show.
He
does College Game Day, and he's doing a lot of shit. So,
and that's fine, but.
Yeah, like I said, you want guys who are wrestling commentators.
I would really like to see him reach a point eventually where all the other stuff he realizes, like, I could work a lot less and make plenty of money if I just start doing WWE only.
I just don't think he'll do it.
I don't need but that's my point. I don't think he ever will do that because
he likes having.
He really loves everything else he's doing too, and that's okay. I don't hate that he's doing the other stuff. What I hate is that because he's famous on social media and because he's famous outside of the company and stuff, he gets to come in when he wants and go, bye, Corey. Corey's not the one. Corey's not the guy that deserves to have anybody go, you have to move out of a seat you deserve now. I just don't.
I wouldn't
That's
mind
never
Corey-
gonna vibe with me.
I wouldn't mind him being over on NXT, or I mean on SmackDown.
Yeah, me neither. But then it's like, well, who's the guy on SmackDown? Oh, it's Barrett. He's also fucking incredible.
Yeah.
And so I get it.
Yeah,
But I get it. And when he went to NXT, Corey, he went there as a third man on a team that already existed that was already good with Booker T and what's that guy's name? He's good too. The like Michael Cole guy in NXT.
Oh yeah, I can see his face. I can't.
He's really good. I can't. His name's right on the tip of my tongue. That's lame. Either way, the guy's really good. Yeah, I definitely want to get his name because he's good. It's worth shouting out. Vic Joseph. Vic Joseph's really good. Booker T's obviously really good. But Corey Graves is like having Corey Graves come in to NXT elevates the broadcast quality of NXT massively.
Yeah.
It just does. But it already has good broadcasting, you know?
I think that's why they like him there. Because it's you know, they need like a veteran guy
which
he's
is
been
crazy
doing it
to
for
say.
a long time.
Yep. Yeah, he has. Yeah. That's why I was just saying that. Like, it's crazy to say, but he is a veteran.
Yeah.
You know? He's been around forever, man. He's so good. I fucking love Corey's work.
Yeah, I think well that's just the bottom line there is I just miss that stuff, the play-by-play.
Yeah, I know.
Minor calls, you know what I mean?
Minor calls, yeah.
Just stuff that's you know.
Oh, that scissors takedown.
Yes,
he's transitioning into a arm, you know, whatever.
He needs to break the lock.
He's trying to get him into
break the hold here or whatever. You know, like break it down, like because you know MMA.
It's almost like they assume everybody knows that stuff, and it's like you don't have to.
It's almost like it's presumed that everybody knows now. Which I mean, in a way they do, but I still want to hear it.
I get, exact. I get why they would think that because everybody thinks they're fucking genius of wrestling now because of the internet, you know.